Welcome back to Zeroverse. You made it here tonight, and that's already enough. There is no goal right now, no race, no pressure to understand everything at once. Just be here. This is the quiet corner of the universe, where curiosity is soft and thinking feels like floating, not running. So let's begin slowly. Take a deep breath in and exhale gently. Again, in and out. Good. Let your shoulders drop a little. Unclench your jaw. Let the muscles around your eyes soften. You don't have to be alert right now. You don't have to solve anything tonight. The world can wait. Your thoughts can rest. Your mind deserves a quiet room in the universe. Here in Zeroverse, we explore the unknown, not with fear, but with calm curiosity. We don't say, "What if it's scary?" We whisper, "What if it's fascinating?" Because the universe isn't rushing. So why should you? Right now, while you breathe slowly, your body is working quietly. Cells repairing, memories organizing, nerves settling, heart steady. You don't even need to think about it. Life is happening inside you without effort. Isn't that beautiful? Science calls it homeostasis. We call it peace. And here, in this moment, you get to feel it. No loud mysteries tonight. No big revelations. Just gentle ones. Like this. The universe is expanding, and you don't have to. You can stay still, and still be enough. The stars are burning light years away, and you don't have to shine right now. You can rest, quiet and soft, and still matter. Your brain, right this second, is slowing its waves, moving from alertness toward calm, toward rest, toward dream. And you don't even need to control it. Just let it happen. You're safe here. Think of this space like a quiet observatory, floating in a calm part of space. Big windows, dim light, soft hum of machines doing nothing urgent, a warm chair, a big blanket, a cup of something cozy, whatever you like. Out there, through the glass, stars drift slowly. Nebula dust glows in colors you don't need to name. Everything is silent. Everything is patient. And so are you. You don't need answers tonight. You don't need breakthroughs. You don't need to become someone else. Just breathe. Just exist. That is the quiet miracle of this moment. You are here. You are alive. And the universe is gentle right now. Let your eyelids grow heavy. Let your body sink deeper into your bed or pillow. Let thoughts arrive slowly and fade even slower. Nothing is urgent. Nothing is wrong. You did enough today. And if today didn't go as you hoped, it's okay. The universe does not judge you. It simply keeps going, and you can try again tomorrow with a rested mind. For now, your only task is to drift. So breathe again. Soft, natural, calm. Feel gravity holding you. Feel the pillow supporting you. Feel time slowing down, gently. You're drifting into a quiet place, between thoughts and dreams, where your brain resets, repairs, and renews. And as you drift, remember, you don't fall asleep. You return to sleep. Just like the universe cycles, and stars rest, and galaxies breathe. Tonight is your reset. Welcome to Zeroverse, where rest is intelligent, curiosity is calm, and sleep is a quiet exploration. Let go now. Float, breathe, and drift. The night will hold you. And now, our story begins. Tonight, somewhere in a quiet neighborhood, in a room dimly lit by a sleepy bedside lamp, there is a boy named Elias. Elias isn't a genius, not a superhero, not a chosen one from ancient prophecy. He's just Elias, a boy who thinks too much sometimes, laughs at his own inside jokes, and gets curious about things most people ignore, like why yawns are contagious, or why dreams use the same actors as real life. But the plot makes absolutely no sense. He's the kind of boy who looks at the stars at night and wonders whether they are shining for us, or simply shining, because that's what stars do when nobody is watching. Tonight, Elias is tired. A good, soft, relaxing kind of tired. The kind where your body whispers, "Lie down, you've done enough today." He stretches under his blanket, rolls onto his side, and listens to the gentle hum of the world falling asleep around him. A quiet fan turning, the soft creak of settling walls, the distant rhythm of a clock, steady and sure. There's nothing strange about this night, nothing dramatic, no thunder, no glowing portals, no mysterious figures waiting in the shadows, just silence and the soft comfort of being alive. At the end of a long day, Elias closes his eyes slowly. His breathing steadies. His muscles unwind like ropes loosened from a gentle knot. But then, right as he begins to drift, right in that warm, floaty moment, between being awake and falling asleep, he hears something. Not outside, not in the room, not through his ears at all. Inside, a tiny, gentle beep, so soft he almost wonders if he imagined it. Elias opens one eye, just one, because he's too sleepy to fully commit. What was that? He thinks, voice still foggy in his own mind. No answer, just quiet. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe his brain glitched for a moment, like a laptop freezing for 1 second before pretending nothing happened. He exhales, amused. Would be funny if my brain had software updates. He shifts, settling deeper. And then, beep, again, soft, precise, almost friendly. Elias doesn't sit up. He doesn't panic. He just lies there, eyes half open, caught between curiosity and sleep. A calm curiosity. The kind that doesn't raise your heartbeat, only your eyebrows. Okay, he thinks. Either my brain has notifications, or I'm getting sleepy enough to hear the universe buffer. He lets out the tiniest laugh through his nose, just a puff of air, barely a sound. And he does what a calm, sleepy, inquisitive boy would do. He listens, not with his ears, but with that quiet space inside, where thoughts soften and dreams begin to grow. The world outside stays silent. His heartbeat stays slow. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is scary. Something is simply starting. And Elias drifts just a little deeper into the unknown. Not falling, just floating. A boy, and a signal inside the gentle night. The tiny sound inside Elias's mind fades, leaving behind a quiet echo, like a thought that didn't fully form, but wanted to. He doesn't move. He doesn't need to. His body knows what to do. Sink deeper into the mattress, breathing slow and steady, letting rest happen naturally. His pillow is warm on one side, cool on the other, and he lazily turns his face. To the cooler side, a silent little celebration. The world feels safe, like someone pressed pause on everything stressful. No alarms, no homework reminders, just soft sheets, a faint smell of laundry soap, and a ceiling he can barely see through sleepy eyes. And then, there it is again. Beep. Except this time, it isn't a beep. It's more like a signal warming up, a tiny pulse, almost curious, like it's testing the air. Elias breathes in slowly. He isn't scared, not even close. If this is a dream, it's the calmest dream ever. If it's real, well, what's the universe going to do? Make him more sleepy? He feels a small smile form for no reason at all. Inside his mind, something shifts. A gentle hum, like electricity stretching its arms after a long nap. Then, a shape of information forms. Not a voice, not words, just a sense, a greeting, spoken in a language no one speaks, but everyone can feel. Hello, and Elias, half asleep and fully comfy, thinks back. Hi. For a moment, nothing moves. The quiet hangs like a blanket. Then, a soft, curious, beep pulse answers, as if the signal is saying, "You responded." Elias doesn't open his eyes. He doesn't need to. Talking with your eyelids closed is underrated anyway. Inside his mind, he sends a thought back. Are you real? A gentle vibration replies. Warm, patient, almost amused. Not a yes, not a no. More like, does it matter? Elias snorts softly. Even mysterious mind signals can be philosophical, apparently. Okay, he thinks. I see how this is gonna go. He shifts again, blanket sliding with a soft rustle, as if the bed is settling into the moment too. His heartbeat stays slow. His breathing stays steady. His body feels heavier in that lovely bedtime way. The signal continues. Gentle, rhythmic, like the world taking a calm breath. Then, a clearer thought arrives. You are entering a sleep cycle. Elias answers with sleepy sarcasm. Yeah, I noticed. The signal pauses, then replies, acknowledged. Elias almost laughs. He feels like he's talking to a shy computer, trying its best to behave in a bedtime story. He's curious, though. What are you? The response is soft, layered, like sound made of ideas instead of noise. Maintenance protocol. Elias blinks slowly, amused. Like a software update? A warm pulse. Similar, but older. He frowns slightly, not scared. Just puzzled, like someone trying to understand. A very polite refrigerator beep. What do you maintain? And the answer comes, in a gentle sweep of sensation, like a hand smoothing out wrinkles. In a bedsheet. You. Elias feels a tiny tingle. Down the back of his neck. Not creepy. More like when someone fixes your collar. So you look neat. Oh, he thinks. That's kind of nice. His body relaxes deeper, as if the bed just got softer. Why do I hear you? He asks, voice inside slow and lazy, like syrup on a warm pancake. This time, the signal takes a moment. A stillness fills the room, the quiet kind. You only feel when everything is right, and nothing is rushing. Finally, an answer, because you are resting correctly. Elias opens one eye again. Just one. Barely. So normally people can't hear you? They are busy. Elias nods, even though no one can see. Busy thinking? A tiny pause. Then softly, busy worrying. He lets out a slow breath. That tracks. He knows how it feels. When thoughts get loud. For no reason. When the brain acts like a search engine you never asked to open. Tonight, though, there is no rush to think. Only softness. He feels his body sinking deeper. Gravity holding him like a gentle hug. The signal continues. You are not broken. You are resting. When you rest, I can work. Oh, Elias thinks, like a background app. A warm hum responds. Approval. Correct. He chuckles quietly in his mind. So, what do you fix? The answer flows through him. Like warm water, cells, memories, emotions, energy, a pause, and hope. Elias's eyebrows rise just a little. You fix hope? A warm nod feeling. Hope drains fastest. Rest restores it. Elias swallows softly, not because he's nervous, but because something about that feels true in a way. Words usually can't explain. He drifts a little more. Thoughts slow. Breathing slows. Mind floats. He thinks, do you update everyone? The answer, every night, when they allow it. So some people don't let you? Another pause. Softer this time. They fight sleep. Elias smiles faintly, almost guilty. Yeah, he knows people who do that. Maybe sometimes he does too. Why does it matter? He asks. The signal responds gently. Sleep is not escape. Sleep is repair. Elias exhales and sinks deeper. His muscles feel warm, like they're melting into the mattress. The signal pulses again, firmer but still gentle. Tonight, do not fight, just drift. Elias lets his head sink. His arms grow heavy. Blankets cocoon him. His thoughts turn soft, edges blurry, like clouds dissolving into night. Are you from me? He wonders. Words fuzzy, like half-dream speech. The reply is curious, warm. I am part of you, and part of everything. Elias nods sleepily. That sounds complicated. The signal hums, amused. You do not need to understand. You only need to rest. He gives a tiny, satisfied sigh. Okay, he thinks, barely forming the words. I can do that. A gentle confirmation washes over him. A cozy, invisible blanket. Good. Silence follows. The soft hum of nighttime returns. The quiet is comfortable, like a warm room with no clocks. Elias's breathing deepens. His fingers loosen. His jaw softens. Half dreaming now, he mumbles in thought. Are you updating me right now? A tiny playful pulse answers. Yes. Installing peace. Elias smiles in his sleepiness. Nice. His mind floats. Lighter. Lighter. And the signal whispers one last time. Drift. Do nothing. I will do the rest. And Elias lets go. Gently. Willingly. Happily. Not falling asleep, but being carried into it. Wrapped in warmth, in rest, in quiet repair. A boy, a soft signal, and a peaceful universe, working silently around him as he drifts deeper and deeper and deeper into calm. Elias drifts, not waking, not dreaming fully, just floating through that soft, quiet space where thoughts turn into shapes and shapes turn into feelings and everything feels safe. His breathing is slow now, equal in and out, a rhythm older than language, older than memory, the rhythm every sleeping creature follows. When they feel safe enough to surrender, and as his body rests deeper, his mind does something gentle. It opens. Not wide, not like a door swung suddenly, but like curtains parting quietly for morning light. Inside this softness, a scene forms, not fast, not urgent, just appearing. A dark sky, soft stars, not like the real world kind. These stars feel closer, warmer, as if each one is quietly breathing with him. Elias is not standing. He is not floating. He simply is, in a place that feels like a dream, and like memory, and like imagination, all at once. The signal speaks again, not in words, but in a presence. Welcome. Elias's thought voice is slow, syrupy. Where am I? The answer comes not as language, but as a gentle knowing, inside your resting mind. He looks around, or rather, feels around. The space is dark, but not empty, more like the quiet part of space. Scientists call the cosmic background, except here, it feels alive, comforting, like silence that cares. Soft lights float by, tiny particles drifting, like dust in a beam of sunlight, but made of memory and calm and possibility. He watches one pass. The moment he notices it, something warms inside his chest, like nostalgia without sadness. A memory surfaces. Him laughing at the kitchen table, over spilled cereal, and his mom smiling like it wasn't a mess at all. The particle drifts on, and the memory fades back into softness. A new light floats by. Another tiny spark. Elias doesn't reach for it. He simply lets it be observed, and in doing so, it reveals itself. Him in school, sitting near the window, trying not to daydream about the shape of clouds, but failing wonderfully. The thought dissolves again. He realizes this place is not here to trap him in memories or judge him for them. It's simply showing him how his mind stores warmth, how his life is filled with gentle things, even when he forgets. He exhales contentedly. A glimmer passes, this time slower, stopping near him like a curious firefly. When it touches him, an idea settles softly. Your mind protects the good first. Elias doesn't analyze it. He just nods, half sleeping, like someone who hears a fact. That feels right, without needing to understand the math behind it. More lights flow by, some memories clear, some blurry, some feelings instead of moments. And then a darker hue moves across the space, not frightening, not heavy, just a gently dim particle, holding something quieter inside it. A worry he once had about not being good enough at something. He expects discomfort, but what arrives instead is a soft, hand-like warmth saying, "It passed." He breathes out. The dark particle fades, not erased, just released back into the stream, like a leaf floating down a calm river. Nothing rushed, nothing forced. The signal hums again. Sleep does not delete you. It repairs you. Elias drifts deeper. The black sky grows velvety, like the universe wrapped itself in blankets too. Slowly, structure begins to form, a shape in the space, like a building made of starlight lines. It looks like an observatory, but not one built with bricks or metal, more like it was drawn in the air, by someone who liked quiet places. A dome, soft glowing outlines, no sharp corners, a feeling of invitation. Elias is inside it now, though he doesn't remember walking. He does not stand. He does not float. He simply is there. And through a wide round window, not planets, not stars, but thoughts pass, like constellations, memories, curiosities, questions he once whispered into pillows. He hears again the small, gentle hum. This is your inner observatory, where your mind watches itself. Elias smiles in his sleep, because the phrase feels funny and wise at the same time. Do all people have this? A warm answer. Yes, but few visit it awake. He doesn't feel proud, just cozy, special in a quiet, easy way, like a kid who found a secret reading spot in a library. A new shape forms on the observatory floor. Patterns of light, like neural pathways seen from above. Synapses flicker. Signals connect. Tiny sparks jump between glowing lines, just like brain scans in science documentaries. Except these sparks feel alive, personal. The signal speaks again, calmer now. Thoughts slow here. Connections settle. Emotions sort themselves. Like books placed back on shelves. Elias watches light move through the neural map below him. No rush, no chaos. Just organization happening naturally, like snow falling evenly on a quiet street. He thinks, half amused, is my brain cleaning itself? A soft pulse answers, yes, and dreaming is the gentle broom. He laughs silently, a sleepy little ha, the kind that happens when something makes sense and doesn't need follow-up questions. A warm wave wraps around him, like gravity turned into a blanket. Let us continue. Time fades, or maybe time breathes. It's hard to tell here. Thoughts drift slower. Muscles loosen more. Heartbeat softens like footsteps in snow. Elias's awareness dips and rises and dips again in steady tides. Every rise shows him more calm. Every dip brings deeper peace. He sees shapes of galaxies, not bright, not noisy, but watercolors soft, spreading like whispers over the dark. He wonders gently, like a child touching curiosity with quiet fingers. Is this space real? The signal replies like a lullaby of logic. Your mind is space. Your space is mind. Elias blinks inside the dream. That's confusing. A soft, amused vibration. Correct. Silence. A good silence. A safe silence. Somewhere far away. A physical world still spins. Cars sleep in driveways. Birds tuck heads under wings. And clocks continue ticking. But here, in this inner cosmos, Elias is free from all of it. Just resting. Just existing. A thought drifts through him. I don't need to be anything right now. And the signal answers. You are already enough. Resting is not failing. Stillness is not weakness. Elias exhales and sinks further. The observatory dims. As if lowering the lights for the night, stars close their eyes. Neurons glow softer. Dream air thickens into velvet. The signal hums one last time in this chapter. Good. Stay still. Let the universe repair you. Elias drifts, floating deeper, into quiet waves of sleep, wrapped in mystery, science, and safety. A boy in a universe inside him, learning that rest is the bravest intelligence of all. Fade to deep quiet. Still breathing. Still warm. Still held by night. Drifting. Restoring. Becoming whole. Softly. In the quiet glow of that inner observatory, Elias continues drifting. Not awake. Not dreaming fully. Floating in a soft middle space where everything feels light and unhurried. The air, if it can be called air, is warm and still, like the gentle breath of a blanket fresh from sunlight. Around him, little particles of light drift by slowly, unhurried, as if the universe respects bedtime, too. No rush, no noise, just small lights moving, with the calm confidence of things that know exactly where they belong. One particle glides closer. It glows with a faint golden hue. When it brushes past, a memory touches Elias gently. Him running across a playground, laughing, wind pushing against his cheeks, sun warm on his hair. The feeling comes first. Joy, weightless as air. Then the picture, blurred, friendly, like a worn photograph in the heart. The memory doesn't stay long. It's not here to hold him, just to remind him. Then it floats on. Another arrives. This one pale blue, soft as moonlight. When it passes near him, Elias feels a quiet moment. Sitting by a window during rain, not talking, just listening to the world breathe water and hush. He remembers how peaceful rain can be when you don't have anywhere else to be. And tonight, he doesn't. The memory drifts away, almost bowing as it leaves, and Elias breathes out slowly, as if releasing a tiny cloud from inside his chest. A warm vibration hums through the space, the signal speaking again, not as sound, but as presence. Memory review, sorting, soothing, storing the gentle ones first. Elias lets the message pass through him, like warm tea down the throat. He isn't thinking hard. Thinking is too much effort right now. He is simply receiving, drifting, observing, being. Another light floats by, soft lavender. It brushes him lightly, and a faint worry shows itself like a whisper in another room. A moment of doubt from earlier in the week. A thought like, will I be good enough for tomorrow? Elias feels it, just for a second. Then the memory dissolves like foam in warm water. No sting, no weight, just a sigh, released. The signal speaks, calm as sleep itself. Processing minor stress, letting go. A soft pulse follows, like a gentle hand smoothing sheets. You do not need that tonight. Elias relaxes deeper, shoulders sinking into dream gravity. He wonders lazily, does everyone have a place like this inside? The answer comes as a soft warmth. Yes, most just don't stay long enough to feel it. He lets that truth settle, like dust settling in sunlight. More particles drift around him, each holding tiny pieces of life. A smile given to him once, a kind word from someone he barely remembers, a moment of pride after completing something small but earned. They pass like little lanterns in a river, floating through the quiet parts of his mind. No force, no command, just gentle review. At times, Elias thinks without words, I forgot that moment. And the memory answers without speaking. But I didn't. His heart loosens, just a little more. A darker speck floats by, almost charcoal gray. Not sharp, not heavy, just dim. A memory of frustration, a moment he felt slow, or wrong, or unsure of himself. Elias feels it for the briefest breath, like touching a stone in a warm river. Then the stone dissolves, not erased, just softened. The signal hums again, cleaning emotional residue. Elias drifts deeper. Then a new presence joins the space. Not a voice, not a figure, just a feeling. Like an old library filled with silence that listens. The signal speaks softly. Some memories stay, because they shaped you, but they don't have to hurt to stay. Elias exhales, breath flattening into pure rest. He doesn't need to understand the sentence. His body understands it for him. Slow wave sleep begins to settle in. That deep, slow rhythm only true rest can bring. The sky around him shifts slightly, stars pulsing in long, slow waves, like the universe is breathing gently. The observatory fades a little, not disappearing, just dimming like lights in a cozy theater, right before the movie starts. The particles become fewer, slower, like the mind tidying the last pages of a book before closing it for the night. Elias feels a warmth in his chest, as if someone placed a hand there, with infinite patience. The signal whispers, you are safe, you are restoring, you are not alone in the quiet. And then, even thought begins to dissolve. He doesn't stop thinking. Thinking simply turns into a warm mist. There is no urgency, no identity, no performing, just existence, melting into peace. Time stretches into softness. Seconds feel like hours. Hours feel like gentle seconds, and the night steadies around him, like a cradle. If emotions were waves, they have now become a lake, still, deep, reflective, holding only the softest ripples. Elias drifts, not falling, not floating, just being held by the most ancient intelligence of the body. Rest. The signal hums quietly, systems synchronized, entering deep repair cycle. A long pause, a calm that feels endless. Then, Good. Silence follows. A silence that isn't empty, but full of comfort and warm darkness and tiny microscopic miracles happening inside every cell. Proteins repairing tissues, neurons pruning and reorganizing, energy refueling, immune cells patrolling like gentle guardians, sleep science, wrapped in mystery, woven into softness. The universe outside is vast, but the universe inside Elias is quietly doing more than galaxies tonight. It is healing, and he doesn't need to lift a finger. Just rest. Breath slows. Heart rests. Mind glides toward the deepest part of sleep, and the observatory fades like ink dissolving in water until everything is just warm, dark, peace. A boy and a universe inside him, breathing as one. Nothing left to do, nothing left to ask. Only sleep, holding the world still. Fade into deeper quiet. The night around Elias has grown heavier, but not in a way that presses, in a way that holds. Like a thick blanket, tucked gently across the universe, not smothering, just comforting. Inside the quiet chamber of his resting mind, the observatory's glow has dimmed from gentle starlight to the soft ember glow of a fireplace in a sleeping house, not extinguished, just calmer, just deeper. Silence stretches here, like velvet pulled endlessly in every direction. Not empty, not cold, just still, as if sound itself has chosen to sleep. Elias does not stand, or sit, or float. He simply exists, in a state where position has no meaning. His chest rises and falls, almost imperceptibly, slow, even, calm. A physical body miles away on a bed, and yet somehow perfectly present here, in this internal universe, where time doesn't behave like time, and thoughts don't behave like thoughts, and nothing needs to move, to be alive. There is no up, there is no down, there is only soft presence. The particles of memory have quieted, their gentle drifting. It has slowed into a soft orbit around his awareness, not demanding attention, just existing nearby like sleepy fireflies, too tired to dance. Everything feels suspended in a sacred hush. Somewhere inside that hush, a ripple harmlessly forms, not a disturbance, but the subtle reminder that everything, even stillness, has a pulse, like the universe whispering, "I'm here too." And then the presence, that signal, that internal intelligence, stirs softly again, not as a sound, not as a voice, but as a touchless warmth, a knowingness, a gentle tap on the fabric of awareness. You are deeper now. The message glides across Elias, not needing translation, not needing reaction. He is not surprised, not confused, not even curious in the active sense, just accepting the way the ocean accepts a pebble dropped gently into it. No splash, just absorption. Everything here is slow. Everything here is kind. The hum continues. This phase restores what thought cannot. A pause, not for effect, but because pauses themselves are medicine now, not by solving, not by effort, by simply allowing. If Elias could smile in this state, he would. Not in delight, but in recognition, like hearing a truth he always knew, but never said out loud. A soft pulse of what feels like permission sweeps around him. Here, you do nothing. Here, repair happens without your hand. A warmth spreads deeper into him. Not physical warmth, but something like warmth in the foundations of being. A feeling that cells understand. That mitochondria hum along too. That synapses welcome like a gentle rain. There is comfort in knowing that the most important processes require no effort. Even the stars burn without audience. Even forests breathe without applause. Even hearts beat without permission. And here, in this silent inner cosmos, Elias's entire being understands the simplest truth. Rest is not passive. Rest is active rebuilding. There is no sound but the soundlessness, the vast hush of a universe exhaling. In the hazy distance, if distance exists here, something shifts again. A shape? Not quite. A pattern? Perhaps. It forms like dew on glass. Slow, gentle, unavoidable. The crystalline outline of something bigger than thought. Neural constellations. Cosmic neurons. Galaxies arranged like synapses. Synapses shimmering like galaxies. Is he seeing brain as universe, or universe as brain? There is no difference here. The signal acknowledges him. What you witness is not imagined. It is the structure beneath perception. The space around him breathes. If breathing could be seen. Lights pulse like heartbeat monitors on a cosmic scale. Waves ripple like EEG lines, drawn with starlight ink. Slow, smooth, rhythmic, delta waves. The deep repair frequency. There are no dreams here. Not yet. Dreams come later, when repairs finish and imagination rises like morning fog. This stage is older than dreaming, older than story, older than thought. This is where life maintains itself, in silence. Cells knit broken strands. Proteins fold in quiet harmony. Waste is carried away. Inflammation shrinks. Energy refuels. Hope resets. No drama. No noise. Only the steady intelligence of nature doing what nature has always done, before anyone ever named it. The signal whispers again, so soft it feels like the memory of a lullaby. Even stars rest between their burning. Stillness again, longer this time, thicker. A silence that feels like snow falling on snow. Then, surrender deeper, not a command, a permission. Darkness folds around Elias, but not darkness as absence. Darkness as comfort, like velvet curtains drawn around a sleeping child. And in that darkness, something new surfaces, not light, not sound, emotion, but not sharp emotion. Emotion softened into fabric, emotion distilled to its warmest forms. Safety, belonging, enoughness, peace. They rise slowly, like lanterns lifting in a sky with no gravity. Each emotion glows with gentle truth. You are safe. You are allowed to rest. Nothing hunts you here. Nothing is demanded right now. Existing is enough. And as these emotional stars drift, a new awareness joins them. Not from outside, but from inside Elias himself, a young memory of trying too hard, of believing rest needed to be earned, of thinking stillness was laziness instead of wisdom. It brushes him lightly, not painful, just present. The signal responds immediately with warmth that feels like a soft hand on the back. Release effort. Release expectation. The memory dissolves, not erased, just seen and thanked and put to bed like a tired child. And then comes the gentle revelation. Rest is not what you do after you finish being worthy. Rest is part of being alive. Another pause. Silence settles deeper, weightless but grounding. Even galaxies rest between bursts of creation. A slow expansion takes place inside him. Not physical, just a loosening. The grip he didn't know he held on his own existence. Lets go. He falls further, into softness deeper than sleep, into quiet older than thought, into a place where even breathing feels optional, because the universe breathes for him. Nothing to control, nothing to fix, nothing to prove. Only being, and being is enough. Time slides sideways, unimportant, fluid, like water moving without needing to arrive. The observatory fades until only feeling remains, a feeling made of warm darkness, gentle gravity, whispering neurons, universal cradle, home. Elias drifts there, held by the intelligence of rest, by the kindness built into biology, by the quiet math of repair, and slowly, subconsciously, he murmurs inside the vast field of calm, "Thank you." The universe answers without language. Sleep, not a command, a blessing. Everything softens again. He sinks deeper. The stillness holds for a long, quiet stretch. Nothing moves. Nothing calls. Nothing asks. Just peace. A kind of peace that doesn't happen often in waking life. The kind that feels like floating in warm water, under gentle night sky. Elias remains there, suspended in rest, not thinking, not needing to. Silence becomes so complete that even silence begins to feel full, as if it has texture. Time here isn't slow. It simply isn't. His body far away sleeps deeper, breath steady, muscles loose, heart calm as moonlit lakes. And then, not abruptly, not suddenly, something changes. Not like a sound appearing, but like space gently expanding. A soft widening, as if the quiet places inside him made a little more room. No rush, no sharp turns, just space becoming more space. A subtle shift, like a curtain stirring in a soft breeze. Elias doesn't wake. He doesn't need to. Awareness simply tilts. In a gentle arc, like a boat turning slowly on calm water. The darkness lightens, not with brightness, but with possibility. And the still observatory around him begins to glow again. A faint outline first, like chalk lines traced by moonlight. Curves form. Soft edges return. Quiet architecture grows visible. Underneath the velvet dark. He doesn't stand. He simply remembers standing. The floor beneath him becomes real. Not cold, not hard. More like polished stone warmed by sun, but cooled by night. His awareness rises, like mist lifting from a morning field. Shapes sharpen. Not perfectly, not urgently, just enough. The observatory is now clearer than before, larger, more defined, alive in a gentle way, like his mind decided that resting and dreaming can exist at the same time if they move slowly enough. A faint rustle, not sound, but suggestion, echoes through the space, and then he notices something new. Floating above him, gently rotating, there is a sphere, translucent, soft, filled with swirling colors that shift when he looks at them, blue like calm oceans, green like young leaves in morning air, warm gold like distant lanterns in fog. It feels familiar, curious, but not demanding his curiosity. Something inside him knows this is imagination's gate. Not dream yet, not fantasy, just a place where thought can play again. Behind him, or around him, a whisper of presence returns. The signal, still calm, still gentle. Less instructing now, more accompanying. Deep repair is underway. Consciousness may wander softly. Elias doesn't answer. He doesn't need to. His mind understands without words. You may explore now, but nothing pushes him. No urgency to move. No voice saying, go. Just invitation. A soft breeze. If breeze could exist here, passes across his awareness, carrying something like curiosity. A door appears. Not a dramatic door, just a doorway. No hinges, no handle, just a simple arch made of quiet light. Beyond it, a gentle haze, like early morning in a safe town before anyone wakes. Elias feels a tiny tug, not physical, more like when an idea pulls you because it feels kind. And so, without walking, without deciding, he glides through the arch. The world shifts, not like entering a dream suddenly, but like a dream choosing to reveal itself slowly, as if respectful of the rest he's still in. Colors fade in, muted at first, washed like watercolor, before detail chooses to return. He finds himself in a field, not enormous, not endless, just wide enough to feel free. Grass moves softly under a sky, the shade of lavender dusk. No sun, no moon. Light simply exists without source, like a memory of daylight. He is barefoot, though he never looked at his feet. The ground is cool, but not cold, comforting, like stepping on moss softened by rain. A breeze brushes his face, calm, friendly, carrying a scent he can't quite name. Something like rain, but sweeter, like morning, but warmer. He breathes in, and the air feels deeper than breathing outside ever does, as if every inhale here reaches every corner of him, without trying. For a moment, Elias simply stands there, or exists there, feeling the soft air wrap around him like a blanket. In the distance, a shape forms, not a person, not an animal, not a ghost, just a silhouette made of gentle light, as if imagination wants company and shapes itself into something friendly. No face, no features, just presence. It doesn't move closer. It simply waits, politely, respectful of his pace. Elias doesn't feel scared, His mind here is too calm for fear. Fear is a waking concept, and he is sleeping, beneath waking. He feels curiosity, the light, harmless kind. Children feel when seeing a firefly. For the first time, he doesn't ask who the figure is. He simply knows. This is not someone else. It is a part of him. The part that appears when imagination decides to be visible. The figure glows slightly brighter, and something warm ripples through Elias, like an idea brushing against him politely. Not words, but impression. You may imagine freely here. He laughs soft, like someone chuckling in their sleeve. I don't even know what to imagine. His thought drifts lazily. No pressure. The figure answers with stillness. Here, he remembers, imagination is not forced. It arrives when invited. So Elias doesn't think harder. He thinks softer. And slowly, in the gentle field, things begin to appear. A small stream, clear as melted snow, trickles nearby, its water humming with the quiet rhythm of sleep. Stones glow faintly under the surface, as if holding starlight from somewhere else. Wildflowers show themselves, tilting like they're stretching after a nap, colors calm and creamy. No neon, nothing loud. A tree grows at the edge of sight. Wide branches, thick trunk, leaves moving as if the wind carries a lullaby through them. He walks toward the tree, without walking, his presence gliding gently, feet brushing soft grass, with no sound at all. At the tree's base sits a bench, simple, wooden, the kind found in quiet gardens, where time never hurries. He sits, though the act feels more like sinking into a memory of sitting. The energy beside him, that silhouette, sits too, not touching, not crowding, just sharing the bench, a companion made of calm. Elias looks at the horizon, and the horizon looks back with ease, wide, soft, dreamlike. He senses something forming in his chest, a tiny flutter of curiosity, like a butterfly learning to stretch wings in slow motion. He speaks inside his mind, voice like a whisper underwater. Why does this place exist? The answer comes without rush. Because your mind is not only for thinking, it is also for imagining. Elias nods. It feels right. He always knew that. He just forgot. Is this dreaming? A warm shimmer beside him replies, not fully. This is the space before story, where possibility rests. Elias hums in soft agreement. So I'm allowed to be here? You created here. He blinks slowly. I did. Every quiet place inside you comes from you. That sits in him like a stone, placed gently in a stream. Not heavy, just real. He looks at the calm field again, then at the sky, then at the soft figure. Can anything happen here? Anything peaceful? Elias smiles, a sleepy, knowing smile. He thinks for a moment, but not hard, and then imagines something simple, a little lantern, no bigger than a firefly, floating at eye level, soft and pale gold, like a warm thought, turned visible. It flickers into existence gently, as if whispered into reality. Elias doesn't gasp. He doesn't marvel loudly. His awe is quiet, like an exhale through a smile. The lantern hovers close, bobbing slightly, Content. I made that. Yes. He reaches toward it slowly, fingers drifting like leaves on a calm pond. His hand passes through the light, and warmth spreads from his fingertips to his chest, like tea steeping through him. It stays for a while, a quiet joy, not noisy excitement, just a soft yes, spreading inside him. The lantern floats away, joining other soft lights that begin appearing like seeds of imagination, falling into fertile soil. A kite forms in the sky, not flying fast, just drifting, string loose, wind gentle. He never held the string. He didn't need to. Here, things fly on trust alone. A paper boat glides across the stream, fold lines glowing faintly, water parting around it like silk. Little things, simple things, each one chosen by imagination, without effort. No monsters, no danger, no chase scenes, only wonder without threat. The figure beside him glows a little warmer. Your mind remembers how to be gentle with itself. Elias feels a tiny swell of pride, the quiet kind, that doesn't puff the chest, just warms the ribs. He looks at the lanterns, kites, boats, flowers, tree branches swaying. I thought dreams had to be wild. He thinks lazily. A soft shimmer, almost like a smile in light. Dreams begin gentle. They become wild only if your day was. Elias breathes slow. So if I'm calm, dreams stay calm. They reflect you. He nods slowly, understanding not as knowledge, but as peaceful acceptance. He leans back against the imaginary bench, a sensation like leaning into soft memory. The sky shifts from lavender to dark navy, sprinkled with warm silver dust. Stars appear, not scientific ones, not mapped ones, just friendly specks, opening like sleepy eyes. Some blink, some sway. One drifts downward, like a snowflake made of starlight. Elias watches it land on his palm and melt into brightness. That fades into warmth. He sighs. Long, slow, satisfied, like a child ending a happy day. The figure beside him hums. Not a song, just presence. Rest into your wonder. The stream hums too, and the grass, and the tree leaves whisper in a breeze that smells like possibility. Elias closes his eyes inside the dream, within the sleep, within the quiet, and in doing so, he opens deeper, his body far away, rests even heavier, breath even softer, shoulders completely released. Brain waves deepen further into slow, undulating waves, hugging the hush. The internal world around him does not vanish. It simply slows to match the pulse of the universe inside him. Lanterns dim, kite drifts out of view, boat drifts beyond a bend, field softens into fog, bench dissolves like morning snow. Not lost, just placed on pause. The figure of light stands, or seems to. It does not leave. It simply steps back into everywhere. A final impression touches him. You are ready for the next depth. Elias does not answer, cannot answer. He is too relaxed to reply. He only sinks, downward without falling, deeper without dropping. The field fades. The observatory returns as a suggestion, not a scene. Darkness settles, but a kind darkness, like a warm cave lined in velvet. Silence thickens again. Then the signal, soft, patient, whispers. Dream will find you soon. Let go further. Elias lets go. Nothing breaks. Nothing snaps. Nothing vanishes. He simply softens into deeper quiet. Breath, steady. Pulse, slow. Thoughts, nowhere visible. Just stillness, stillness, with a quiet heartbeat behind it. Stillness, breathing, stillness, carrying him down, 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 into the part of sleep where imagination becomes story, and story becomes dream, and dream floats like mist, waiting to shape itself gently when the mind is ready. Not yet, but soon. For now, quiet, warm, held, safe. The universe inside Elias settles into a quiet hum, like a great machine slowing after finishing important work, but not turning off. Just resting, breathing. Somewhere far away, his real body sinks deeper into the mattress, limbs motionless, jaw loose, eyes still behind lids. Deep sleep holds him securely. That heavy, ancient sleep, where the brain becomes a gardener, a builder, a healer, rebalancing chemicals, fixing tissues, resetting circuits, clearing clogged emotional corners with tiny glial brushes no one sees, but everyone benefits from. The silence here is thick, warm, safe, and then a faint rustle in the dark, not alarming, not loud, just the universe shifting position, like someone adjusting a blanket. Elias drifts. He doesn't wake. He doesn't think, but something inside him opens its eyes, not his waking mind. Not yet. Something older, softer, lighter, a dream spark. It starts as a small pulse, like a heartbeat in fog. Then comes another pulse, and another, each one softer than the last, but more certain. The darkness thins, just slightly, like dawn testing the edge of night. Lines form, not perfect lines, just suggestions, curves instead of corners, soft shapes instead of facts, color before object, emotion before detail. Elias is still mostly drifting, but his subconscious begins preparing a gentle stage. A small breeze arrives, carrying nothing but softness, but still enough to feel like air moving across a dream skin that isn't quite physical. Then, grass, not fully seen, but felt first. A sensation of softness underfoot, before his feet even realize they exist again. He breathes in, and the air here tastes like sleep flowers, whatever those are. Slowly, his awareness rises, like a balloon lazily finding buoyancy. He doesn't wake into the scene. Instead, the scene lifts around him, like water buoying a floating leaf. Light returns, muted, hazy, like watercolor left out in gentle rain, but never smudged too far. He is standing now, or existing in standing form. Same peaceful field? Perhaps, but slightly different. More fluid, more dream skin than earth skin. Grass rolls out in soft waves, beneath a sky painted in pastels. That shift color when not looked at directly. Lavender, dusty pink, pale blue, milk gray. He breathes again, quiet, slow, even. There is no wind, yet the flowers sway gently, as if the world here breathes too. It feels familiar and new at the same time, like when a memory blends with imagination, and both agree to be something in between. There is movement, far away at the edge of perception. Not fast, not alarming, just gentle silhouettes walking nowhere in particular, like thoughts that haven't decided to form into ideas yet. Shapes of trees, hills, soft outlines of a distant lake, everything drawn with calm, patient strokes. Elias is not thinking, "Where am I?" or "How did I get here?" because the dream is building itself carefully, and questions would be too sharp for this softness. Instead, his inner voice simply says, "Oh," a recognition without logic, a welcome without words. He feels okay, completely okay. A small figure appears near him, not the glowing silhouette from before, but a more solid form this time, as if imagination decided to give itself clearer edges. The figure is childlike, but not childish. A soft presence, gentle face, eyes quiet like someone who never rushes to speak, hair like brushed clouds, clothes simple, not belonging to any culture, nor any era, just comfortable, soft folds of dream fabric. They stand beside Elias, not intruding, not saying anything, just companionable. Elias feels no surprise, dream logic. Presence is natural, company feels right. They start walking, or rather, the world moves slowly beneath their feet, as if walking is a suggestion, not a requirement. Grass bends, flowers part, light follows them, like a polite pet. Elias feels a question form inside him, not heavy, not urgent, just curiosity stirring like calm river water. "Who are you?" The figure doesn't speak with lips. They answer with a feeling. A guide, if you want one. The dream does not echo. It absorbs the idea quietly. Elias doesn't nod or smile. He simply agrees inside. "Why are you here?" The figure responds, "Because you entered the place where thought dreams." Elias lets that settle. This isn't like stories, where guides teach lessons or reveal destinies. This is gentler, a guide that exists only because Elias does, not because they're here to lead him anywhere specific. A companion, not a teacher. A witness, not a judge. They continue along a soft path that paints itself as they move, each step laying new canvas onto the dream beneath them. As they walk, Elias sees memories again, but not the fragile, raw ones. These are comfort memories, soft wrapped, like pillows made from time, swinging on a playground swing, in slow motion, air cool, hands gripping chains, that hums slightly with movement. An afternoon lying on grass, watching clouds melt into shapes, without trying to name them. A quiet moment, hugging someone he loves, and forgetting the world existed outside that embrace. Not exact scenes, but the heart feeling of them. Warmth, weightlessness, care, Safe presence. The guide speaks through thought again. Dreams begin with feeling. Story comes later. Elias accepts that. They walk until a small hill rises ahead. Not tall, not dramatic. Just enough elevation to see the dream world spread wider. When they reach the top, the view opens. Below, a soft valley, filled with drifting lights, moving like paper lanterns at night. Each glowing orb floats slowly, touching air that doesn't exist, yet moving anyway. Elias knows without being told. These are thoughts being born, ideas forming, seedlings of stories. He has not lived yet. Potential, possibility, his guide gestures, with a slight tilt of head, as if saying, "Look." Elias watches, as one spark drifts near him. It glimmers, subtle, soft gold, like a new sunrise thinking about happening. As it nears him, an idea lands gently in his mind. A boy builds a small boat out of leaves and twigs, and it sails across a puddle like a real ocean vessel. Simple, pure, childlike, but not childish. Hopeful, the spark drifts onward, toward wherever dreams store their seedlings. Elias feels a small awe bloom inside. "I didn't know ideas come like that." The guide replies, "Soft. Everything you create is grown from quiet." They begin descending the hill, slow and peaceful. A soft stream appears, reflecting sky that seems alive, ripples shimmering in pastel blues and soft golds. Elias kneels, or rather, dream kneels, touching water with hand that feels like thought passing through silk. The stream answers him not in sound, but sensation, calm, gentleness, continuity. He cups the water. It glows between his palms, warm like safe light. The guide stands nearby, hands folded gently in front, watching like someone who enjoys watching, someone in joy. Elias lets the glowing water drift through his fingers, falling without splashing, joining stream like returning home. "Is this really my mind?" he wonders. The guide answers, "This is your mind, when it trusts itself enough to rest." A long pause in the dream. Comfortable, still. Then Elias asks, softly, like someone touching something delicate, "Am I doing it right?" The guide turns slightly, light shifting across soft features. There is no wrong way to rest. The breeze that isn't real moves through dream grass anyway, carrying relief through him. He sits on the ground, feeling the softness cradle him. The guide sits too, close, not touching, not leading, just with him. A bubble of silence forms. Not empty silence, but silence that holds. Elias watches the stream, the lanterns, the floating lights, the horizon breathing pastel colors. Dreams don't need to make sense. And here, sense would be too small anyway. This is bigger than sense. And softer. The guide speaks one more time. "Soon you will enter full dream. It will be gentle. It will take care of you." Elias feels no anticipation. Anticipation is too loud for this place. Instead, he feels readiness, like warm sand under bare feet. He leans back, hands behind him, weight relaxing into dream soil, and slowly, the world around him dims again, not disappearing, just preparing the next layer. Grass dissolves, sky melts, Stream fades to silver air. Lantern sparks become distant stars. The guide becomes outline, then glow, then presence without shape. The dream is an ending. It is changing form, soft, slow, steady. Elias lets go, even more, and the universe inside him whispers back, through pulse, through breath, through hush, rest deeper. He obeys without effort. The dream folds around him, like night wrapping a candle flame, so it can burn brighter when morning returns. Down he goes, lower, softer, quieter, into a sleep, so deep, even dreams bow, and wait their turn patiently. Darkness rests, but not empty darkness. Darkness full of breath and promise. A quiet space where nothing needs to happen yet, and nothing is expected. Elias floats in that warm stillness, held by it, as if the universe decided he deserved to be carried a while. Slowly, as if the world whispers itself into shape, a light appears, not bright, not dramatic, just soft, soft like a memory of fireflies, soft like morning before birds speak. The light spreads, a thin haze of gold, blending into blue, then lavender, then warm cream, dream colors, safe colors. He feels ground beneath him again, not real ground, but dream ground, soft like cloud grass. The world forms with calm intention, a meadow, quiet and endless, where the sky looks like water, and the air hums like a lullaby. In the distance, hills roll gently under pastel weather, as if painted by someone who only knows kindness. A tree grows near him, broad branches stretching with sleepy grace, leaves shimmering between silver and jade, catching wind that hums but never chills. Under the tree, a small pool, perfectly still, as if holding the sky in its hands. Elias sits beside it, not because he chose to, but because sitting feels like resting. And resting is all this place asks. The water reflects him, but not exactly him. A calmer version, eyes deep with peace, face softened by sleep's quiet blessing. A breeze touches his cheek, like someone who loves him, brushing hair aside gently. From the horizon, shapes appear. Not people, not creatures, more like ideas given soft bodies. Silhouettes of birds, not flapping, just gliding in place, as if the sky is holding them up. Lanterns rise from grass, floating slowly, like thoughts that learn to shine. Dandelion seeds drift upward here, not downward, carried by whatever rule dream air prefers. Flowers open, petals glowing faintly, as though breathing light. In time with Elias's heartbeat, a soft stream forms, curling like a ribbon of moonlight, flowing uphill because dreams do not obey gravity, unless they want to. He watches without needing to understand. Understanding would only be a smaller version of feeling. Something in the air says, gently, you made a place where nothing has to be fixed. Elias doesn't answer. Answers are loud here. He simply breathes. The tree rustles, leaves whispering like pages. In a book that reads itself, a star falls silently and settles on the grass, instead of disappearing, resting like a small candle. He reaches out, not with urgency, with softness. His finger touches the star, and instead of heat, he feels home, not a location, a state. Warmth spreads through him, not sharp, not sudden, just an expanding quiet that fills ribs, lungs, bones. Dreambirds glide lower, as if keeping him company. One rests near him, feathers made of night silk, eyes gentle, head tilting in simple presence. It doesn't speak. It doesn't need to. It breathes. He breathes. The meadow breathes. Beyond the stream, he sees houses in the distance. Tiny, cozy, firelight flickering in windows, like someone is always awake there. To keep the night gentle, he does not go to them. He does not need to. Comfort is not far or close. It is everywhere here. A child version of him appears briefly, running through dream grass, laughing without sound, leaving footprints of starlight that fade with peace, not loss. The child looks back at him, not to ask him to follow, not to say goodbye, just to show he exists here too. He waves. Elias waves back, half asleep. The child dissolves into sparkles, not gone, absorbed into sky, and grass, and stream, and breath. A soft knowing fills him. All versions of me deserve rest. Clouds drift overhead, carrying shapes that do not decide what they are. A boat, a mountain, a kitten, a door, a feather. All possibilities, no need to choose. He lies back in the meadow, the grass cushioning him, like a million gentle hands. The sky leans closer, as if tucking him in. Dreambirds settle in branches above. Lanterns dim. Water stills. Wind sighs. The universe inside him whispers, "You can sleep now." Elias lets eyelids in the dream close, and eyelids in the real world follow. Breath slows, then slows again. Nothing pulls him forward. Nothing calls him back. Every part of him knows where to be. Here, now, soft, safe. The dream meadow fades into warm, dark, not disappearing, just becoming a place to return to whenever rest calls him. His guide appears again, not seen, but felt. Good. Let go. No more images form. No more thoughts arrive. Sleep deepens. Thought dissolves. Story empties into silence. Silence melts into peace. Breath. Breath. Heart steady. Nothing to hold. Nothing to solve. Nothing to carry. Rest becomes everything. A final whisper in the dark. You are safe. You are whole. You may rest.